If you want to learn the Milsmith with 3 balls like this, come and join me on today's episode. Last week I showed you all of the overthrows and combinations you can do with it, and if you can really do this trick, now you can learn the Milsmith. I will guide you step by step through this move that you can learn the Milsmith in their basically 2 variants. But first, hey, I'm Kai. If you're interested into juggling with clubs, balls, or the flow art with poi, rings, stuff and everything else, please subscribe to the channel, ring the bell icon so you don't miss any upcoming tutorial like this, and maybe a thumbs up if you like content like that. And now let's get started with the tutorial. As I already mentioned, you should be able to make all kinds of overthrow and reverse cascade and half shower. That's crucial to learn the Milsmith. If you can't do this, I highly recommend to click in the corner up here or up here. Last week I showed all of this, so you can start really easy with it. And before we use the overthrows for the Milsmith, we need to train under the arm throws, because the Milsmith is basically a combination of under the arm throws and overthrows. So we start with our normal 3-ball cascade, and in my case my dominant hand, my right hand, will make an under the arm throw. So when the ball is going into the air from my left hand, my right hand is going beneath my left hand, and I throw this ball just straight up in the air, a simply straight line. The right hand is going back into his normal position, and then we go back into the 3-ball cascade. So right arm going under, straight throw, normal cascade. One typical mistake when you make this cross in your arms is that you throw the right ball like you would normally do to the left, so basically throw it away from you. That's not what we want. We want a nice straight line that we can catch it in our left hand. And if you can do it with your dominant hand, you need to train it with your non-dominant hand, your left hand. Otherwise you can't do the Milsmith. And now we start to combine these under the arm throws with the overthrows. Yes, overthrows. In the first step, I'm going to show you the continuous Milsmith from one direction. And after that, I will explain the classic Milsmith with the direction change in it. So, basically, for this Milsmith variant, in my case, I start with my right hand and go counterclockwise. You first throw an overthrow, like this. And the second throw from your left hand will be an under the arm throw. So you're going beneath your right arm, throwing straight up, catch it with your right hand. And basically that's the first step you can really train, like overhand throw, under the arm throw. And when you can nail this, it's basically a repetition of it. Your right hand is constantly doing overthrows, and your left hand is constantly doing under the arm throws. So it should look like this. only thing is that when you catch the throw out of your left hand, it's a slightly grab your ball in the air and going into a circle with your arm motion. That makes all a much rounder visual appearance, and that your arms don't get twisted all along. It's basically two circles that are in two really close to each other different planes. So basically your right arm is going closer to your body and your left arm is going in front of your right arm. As always, it's really important to train this also in the other direction or with your non-dominant hand. So in this case, starting with your left hand, overthrow, and your right hand make the under the arm throw, so like this, and always try it only first with these two throws, and then you can add step by step more and more throws until you can do it continuously. Now, you should be able to do the mill smith in one direction, and the next step is to connect these two to get in this direction change mill smith. But first, hey, if you like this tutorial, write it down in the comments below, so I know that you appreciate my work, and let me know what you want to see next. For the mill smith with the direction change, I personally like to start with my dominant, my right hand, with an under the arm throw. So that's because we need first an overthrow with our non-dominant hand. So like this cascade direction from left to right or clockwise. So we make an overthrow, under the arm throw. And we are in this position where the left arm is under the right arm crossed. And now the left arm, which is crossed more or less to the other side, is going to make an overthrow from this position here. And the second step is to basically go into this normal cascade position. And then there will be an overthrow again from, in this case, the right hand, until the left hand is crossed again. And this movement is basically the whole pattern, and you just repeat it. Another way to describe this timing of throws is maybe that you have always two overthrows from one side. So when you are going clockwise, you do two overthrows, and when you go counterclockwise, you do two overthrows. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. The third throw of the pattern is basically just a straight throw up and catch again. That's the point where we change the direction of the mill smith. Yeah, I hope I could explain you the Milsmith in its two variants without getting tangled up your arms too much. I hope you liked it. Please hit the thumbs up button if you enjoy content like that and tutorials like that. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. It really helps me out to reach a bigger audience, and here you find another video from me. See you next week.